The girl picked up a big bucket full of empty bottles, then suddenly turned around and knelt in front of the two beggars who used to bully her. Earlier, those two beggars had tried to snatch bottles from her and warned her never to collect recyclables in their area again. Then an old beggar stepped in and said, "She's just a kid." The girl burst into tears. She was only collecting bottles to pay for her mom's medical bills. But one of the beggars yelled at her whenever he saw her picking bottles nearby, saying she could only collect from one specific trash can. After saying that, the two men walked away. So the girl went to that trash can, opened it, and found it was already full of bottles. That's when she realized they were actually helping her. She knelt down and thanked them. Her mom, though, had some mental issues. When her mom came looking for her, a huge truck suddenly sped past and hit her, throwing her several meters away. Meanwhile, inside a mansion, a CEO was staring at a jade pendant, tears streaming down her face. There were only 2 of these pendants in the world. The other one belonged to her daughter, who was kidnapped 20 years ago. Back then, she had gone out to buy a cake for her daughter and saw a human trafficker snatch the girl away. She tried to chase them, but the car sped off. For years, she never stopped searching, and she could hardly sleep. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw her daughter being taken. One day, the CEO went to the hospital for a checkup. The doctor noticed her pendant and said it looked familiar. The CEO immediately asked where he'd seen it, and the doctor said a car accident patient had been admitted yesterday, and the patient's daughter was wearing the exact same pendant. Turns out, the girl's mom had been the one hit by the truck and brought to that hospital. The doctor told the girl it would cost $300,000 for surgery and gave her just 3 days to come up with the money or her mom would be kicked out of the ward. To save her mom, the girl handed out flyers every day, but she made only a few dozen dollars, barely enough for daily hospital fees. The CEO asked the doctor to take her to the girl, but when they arrived, the girl wasn't there. What she didn't know was that the woman lying in that hospital bed was actually her long-lost daughter. After hearing about the woman's situation, the CEO handed the doctor her card and told him to cover all expenses. Then she called her team and ordered them to find the girl, no matter how small the lead. She wouldn't give up. At that very moment, the girl was kneeling outside the hospital, begging for money. When the CEO came out and saw her face, she froze. It was identical to her daughter's when she was little. She quickly helped the girl up and asked if she had a jade pendant. But the girl, thinking the CEO was a scammer, denied having one. Hearing that, the CEO's heart sank. She asked how much the surgery would cost, and the girl said $300,000. The nanny standing beside them immediately called the girl a con artist and told the CEO to stay out of it. But the CEO couldn't ignore the helpless girl in front of her. To test if the girl was lying, the CEO said, "I'll give you the money, but you'll have to work for me as a maid." The girl agreed right away. Soon, they arrived at the mansion. Then the CEO's assistant called, saying they couldn't find the girl. The CEO was furious. The next day, the nanny went to clean the girl's room and found a jade pendant under her pillow. Thinking she had stolen it, the nanny stormed in, grabbed the girl, and was about to scold her when the CEO rushed over and asked what was happening. The nanny said the girl had stolen the pendant. The girl quickly tried to grab it back, shouting, "That's mine." The nanny shoved her to the ground and said she'd call the cops. The CEO picked up the pendant and asked why she'd stolen it. The girl stood up and explained, "My mom gave it to me.